Hi Stonewall, I'm Onyx Evie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Glad to have you. Today is Thursday. Last week we talked about how the 24th games caused the creation of the Quarter Quell. But whose idea was it? Click here if you want to see that video. It has some context. So, whose bright idea was the Quarter Quell? Well, we can probably narrow it down by eliminating who may have, but probably didn't. Snow is an easy person to point the finger at. After all, his father had a hand in the creation of the Hunger Games to begin with. Plus, Snow at this time was definitely still working with Quell and working his way up to eventually become the president. So he would have had some influence at this time, but probably not enough to add an entirely new concept into the games that would affect games running forward for the most part. Meanwhile, Quell, on the other hand, while she does have enough power and influence, she's much more direct in her giving out of punishments, along with the fact that, while she is head game maker at this point, still, I don't think in her old age she'd still keep that further of complete and utter destruction. I don't think something like an election would be her idea for a special Hunger Games, is what I'm saying. I think she would have come up with something much more malicious, because she already thinks the Hunger Games are the perfect example of human nature. She doesn't need to add anything to it. So, who could have it been? I believe it was a group of students, specifically from either late in the game at the academy or into the university. Because at this point, students were probably still involved with the Hunger Games. We know by the 74th games, they are no longer actively participating in helping the tributes. But we know during the 50th, they were still working with the students as their prep team. But when did this stop? Most likely by the time of the 25th and 24th, they were still engaged and involved in it, and probably to a much greater degree. Probably not in the mentor capacity, because that ended very quickly after the 10th, but probably in some form of coming up with ideas for the Hunger Games, similar to Snow and his classmates during their time as mentors, because they were doing both. So, most likely, some students from either the university or from the academy, it could be both, came up with the idea of, let's do a special Hunger Games for the anniversary. Quell took this, ran with this, and that's where we get the Quarter Quell. But those are my thoughts. Tell me yours in the comments below. As for me, I'm off to fight the moon.